Y'all look, we got this lady, right? Rachel, I think her name is Doazal. Um, Baby girl done been perpetrating a fraud for over 20 years. Y'all, I must have fell out reading this story. I know that, everybody got their own opinions on what, how they feel about what the woman did. And we gonna talk about all of that. But, just for the time being, y'all, I got a good ass kiki out of that shit. Because, for one, imitation is the highest form of flattery. And two, do she realize what she... Well, by this time, I guess you do. Well, for those of y'all that may not know, but ain't nowhere in here. Only way you don't know is your ass been in a coma, bitch, or locked in a cave some damn way. Even the prisoners know about this shit. Last week, well, this the weekend, earlier in the week, it was brought out that the lady who has the Spokane chapter of the NAACP, parents outed her. Apparently, Miss Rachel Doazal was fronting like she was a black woman, but her parents came out and told that she is actually, I think they said German and Czechoslovakian, and she got just a tidbit of Indian in her, Native American. Girl, don't we all got a little Indian in our family? Damn way. She been parading around for almost about 20 years, pretending to be a black woman. I've seen the pictures, the different hairstyles she had, reminiscence of African American women, such as the dreadlocks, the braids, things of that nature. And some kind of way she got her hair kinky. Now, somebody was sending me some links about the different types of hairs or things she did to her hair to make it appear to be African American hair. I don't know why her parents would choose now to out her. I mean, she's been doing this for quite some time, to my understanding. She's even been posing with some guy that was pretending to be her dad, what she said was her dad, and the young guy that she was taking pictures with that was supposed to be her son is actually her adopted brother that she somehow got custody of. I don't know, y'all. It's a whole lot more, and every day more and more information come out about this situation. It's been cracking the hell out of Twitter and Facebook for at least the last 3-4 days. So I'm just like, this is where I'm at with this. On one side of the coin, I can pay it dust and be like, again, flattery, imitation is the highest form of flattery. On the other side of the coin, I'm like, why would you want to do something like that? And why at this point did your parents decide to out you? I mean, you've been doing it for a very long time. You've even attended a prestigious black college, Howard University, and received your degree from there. You've done so much good work. I read up on what she's done for the black community, and I'm good with that. My question just is like, well, why didn't you do that as a white woman? I mean, what was the purpose of taking on a whole nother race of person? Looking at her, to me, I would have thought she was like a Nicole Murphy type of chick. I mean, that's how she looked. Like she got, mixed genes or whatnot, but apparently this is a Caucasian woman. Now, right now, the NAACP has been saying that they stand firmly behind her, that a person does not necessarily have to be of African American descent to, I guess work within their organization. I don't know, y'all. I just think that I wouldn't have done it. I don't know why. I mean, if I had the opportunity to be able to have the privileges that come along with being a white woman in America today, I think I probably would have did that. But apparently she didn't feel like she wanted to, and for some reason she has denounced her race. So we're going to see how that shit is going to play out. As far as the job she's gotten, stating that she's an African American female. Now, this is where I feel about that. If I was a black, if it was me, and I went out and I filled out a job application and I got that job, and they came back later to find out that I had lied about who I was or anything on there about myself that was proven to be a lie, 9 times out of 10 I'd be out of a job. You know, what she did wasn't anything criminally wrong, but I do think it was morally wrong, because if anybody else do that, we facing termination. Do I feel she should lose her job because of that? Yeah, I do. Because like I said, if it was anybody else, they would lose their job if it was them. So I don't think no special privileges could have, should be given to her. I don't care what she has accomplished, because she did it all under false pretenses. You know, it just, I don't get why she did it. I guess my concern is, while we dragging her in the news and making all these little funny memes and everything, I really just want to know what's going on within her. Is there something psychologically amiss about this lady? Because who would go around this long portraying a race that really, girl, do you notice? Well, I guess you do. I just don't think that, I can't understand it. I just really want to know what she was thinking about when she did that. Now, like I said, it's nothing she did criminally wrong. So, it's not like we waiting on some charges or something to be filed against her. All she did was just denounce her race. She decided to get in line with the African American culture. I just hope someone gets to the bottom of what's going on in her mind, because she seemed to really be, she believed what she said all this time. It's one thing to tell a lie, but when you believe that lie, then we going into a whole nother realm of what's wrong with you as a person. I mean, is your psyche straight? The lady has said that, we could DNA test her and all that, and I'm like, Rachel Boo Boo Kitty, if they DNA test you, boo, they gonna know you not one of us. I don't know. I just think that I really think it's just a diversion to get our minds off of what's going on in McKinney, Texas. Now, that's what I think. Every time something major go on, and the way it's been going lately with this injustices at the hands of law enforcement officers, you found many a time that they try to come up with something else. So I think this situation with this Rachel Doazal lady is nothing more than a deflection for us to take our eyes off the prize. And the prize is, I don't think this man should have been allowed to fucking resign his position. He should have been, he should have charges brought against him, and the women that started the fight with those younger girls need to have their ass some charges posted up against them. But, that's just another slick ass way of them getting over and being able to do something to us and not have to pay any, not have to pay the price for it. They knew that the shit wasn't going to go down like it did in Ferguson and Baltimore. Because, see, one thing for certain, and I put this on my Facebook, don't mess with Texas, baby. They told you that for a fucking reason. So, I think what happened was he was able to resign, amidst all this drama, to keep him from having to face what was going to come up next, which is people asking about why no criminal charges were pressed against him, because clearly he was abusing that child. He abused his authority as an officer, and it was unnecessary excessive force done to that child. So I guess in order to keep him from, having to face criminal charges, he was probably advised to go ahead on and resign. But see, I'm not with that, because since he resigned, he still gets his pension, y'all. So you still can draw money from this later on in life, and you're not a good cop. So while everybody focusing on this here white girl that done pretended to be black for all half her life, pay attention to what's really going on around you, and that's they trying to hoodwink us again. Pay attention, America. That's what I think. I don't give a damn about that woman over there in Washington portraying to be a black woman. If you want to go through being scrutinized, judged, mistreated, all because of the color of your skin, then girl, if that's alright with you, fuck it, go ahead on and do it. I think it's stupid as fuck because ain't nowhere in hell I could grow up in America with the privileges of a white woman have, and I'm gonna turn on and want to be a black woman. Are you fucking kidding me? And I don't know what brought her parents to want to tell on her now, but I feel like this. If you didn't tell before, now, and she been doing this all these years, one been doing this ever since she was in school, ever since she was in college. If she been doing it this long and nothing has been said, what she did that made y'all want to come forth and tell it now? What she ain't buy? People need to get their damn life when it comes to stuff like that. I don't have time for that. I don't give a fuck. Like I said, imitation is the greatest form of flattery. Okay? And I'm honored if you feel like you want to be one of us, but girl, you are not, and nothing you do to your skin or your hair will ever make you be one of us. I can wear all this I want to wear. I'm still a European ass hair. I'm still a black woman under all of that. Okay? So, whatever. I'm done with that. That's how I feel. I feel like I don't have a problem with it. That's on her. You know, at least she did do something for the black community while she been perpetrating herself as a African American. As long as she did something positive and not something negative, it ain't nothing that's gonna make me go up about. I'm not gonna get beside. What the hell? I see my side door open up. And the yard guys, they're doing the yard again, because y'all know we've been having flooding issues and shit. So finally the water receded enough so I could get a yard again. So they out there doing that. But and I wanted to smell fresh grass, but look like I'm gonna have to close that door. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, the lady ain't did me no harm. You know, I don't think that's cool what she did, and I think that if it was the other way around, it would be a whole lot more controversial than what it is. So I'm not focused on what she got going on. I believe it was just all a diversion. They wanted to get our mind off of what was going on over there in McKinney, Texas, because that was too blatant. That was too out there. We had several videos floating around cyber world depicting what had happened at that pool party last weekend. So I think that what they did was find something to try to get the because they figure like it's easy. Black people quick. What we like most, we like entertainment. We want to be entertained. It don't take nothing but some bullshit to get our minds off the original prize. We'll take our eye off the prize in a minute as long as we entertained by some bullshit. And this ain't nothing but some entertainment to me, because this on her if that's the life she want to live. If she want to go around saying she a black woman, wearing, getting these tans and doing her hair to make it, become like African American hair, that's on her. As long as she not doing anything to hurt somebody, I don't have a problem with Rachel. Rachel, do you, girl. Just don't do me. Okay? And that's what I feel about that. I also was on the web this week when Beyonce received a whole lot of backlash. Now, y'all, I don't talk about no Beyonce because I'm not a stan at all for Beyonce. She talented in her own rights, but I'm not one of them people that just go up for her like that. So I didn't even know what really was going on until I watched. I was watching one of these shows or something was on YouTube, and I wound up hearing that a lot of people. Wendy Williams, that's what it was on Hot Topics, I think. She was saying that a lot of people was pissed off with Beyonce because she made this announcement, saying that she had something so important to say, and what that important thing was that she was on a 22-day vegan diet. Okay, that's on y'all. Y'all don't want to worship and idolize her. Think that every time she opened her mouth, the world should stop and listen. That bitch ain't E.F. Hutton. Child, I don't... So, I mean, she's... No offense to the Beehive or whatever, I just didn't give a fuck, Why did y'all go up not knowing what the fuck she was gonna come out and say? Beyonce ain't gonna announce no damn new music, y'all, on no Good Morning America. You should have known that. You should have known it was something that wasn't gonna be too big. She not gonna announce no pregnancy on no fucking Good Morning America. So she set y'all up for the foolish, and y'all fell for it. So it is what it is. The next story I thought was incredibly funny was that Now, the dude coordinated Mr. Pizza Burger. Now, you got all of what, 15 minutes of fame, being all on TV acting like that. Just for, so, oh, child, this shit funny. You on TV. Well, yeah, it was TV too that was on. You're on TV because of this incident that didn't happen, and you give your little catchphrase that you was just finna go over there and Burger King get you a little pizza burger and shit, and it goes viral or whatever, and you get you a little fame and everything. But while you was catching that fame, them authorities was catching them numbers and running them pictures back, and they found out that you had some prior warrants for your arrest, and you wind up going to jail. Now he out now, but it just goes to show you, when you know your ass got some shit going on, don't get your ass on TV trying to get you a little few minutes of fame, be a Sweet Brown, or I was waiting for you at the door. What her name is, Sexy something or other. I forgot. I follow this bitch on motherfucking Instagram. I think she fun. But anyway, yeah, that was crazy as hell. But it wasn't really that Rachel shit and talking about the McKinney incident. Those are the two things that I saw. Well, they was talking about that LeBron James showed his dick. I don't think he showed his dick. I think he was adjusting himself, getting prepared to go out and play his game. And some overzealous fucking reporter, cameraman, happened to zoom in on him and was able to show his goods like that. Clearly the man wasn't hard, so he ain't offending me, honey. I would rather have a man who grows than one who shows, okay? And if you don't know what a grower is, that's that nigga with that small thing when it's soft, but it'll grow up into a monster and scare the fuck out your ass or bring you extreme pleasure. A shower is a motherfucker with a big dick. Even when it get hard, it's still gonna be that same big size dick that you seen soft, and it ain't probably gonna have no impact on your life. So I wasn't nothing. It wasn't nothing for me to talk about anyway. I really ain't give a fuck. I mean, it was what it was. They caught him, with his pants down or whatever, and they was able to get a picture of his weenie. So it ain't that big a deal. It ain't like that weenie defines who the fuck he is, because it don't. So I ain't mad. Now, if they want to impress me, show me that motherfucker when it's hard. I tell you what he working with then. But until then, I ain't trying to hear that shit. And that was all the fuck I was going to talk about, because that's what people been hitting me up in my inbox about. But yeah, my concluding thought, Rachel, do you, bitch. If that's what you want to be, a black woman in America today, I don't know why you want to be a black woman in America today, but feel free. I think it was a deflective thing that happened to throw your mind off into what this woman got going on, and not pay attention to how they were slickly over here in Texas trying to get this man off from ever getting any criminal charges filed against him. I think that's what was going on. And they tried to use this Rachel shit as a diversion, and with niggas it always works, because everybody up in air about that damn woman, and then forgot they done eased this man clean on about having to face any criminal charges for what he did to those kids. Whatever, y'all. And keep sitting up there believing in Beyonce and all them bitches like that. I ain't fuck her, child. I told y'all when we do this here, we would also do little snippets of Braxton family values and cutting it up in the ATL. Well, this past Thursday night, whatever day the shit come on, didn't much happen. This show starting to bore me, because I really think it should end. I think after so many seasons with these reality shows, they should be either you recast the whole show or just let it die, because after a while you start to get bored with these people, because it's the same cast every year. It's the same thing with the Real Housewives of Atlanta. At least with these people, they take a season break, then they leave and come back. Tamar have her show. When that's over, then the Braxtons come back again or whatnot. It's just time for it to end. That's all it is. They don't have anything new or exciting to talk about. This week we watched Tony receive an Empowerment Award in Atlanta. At that award ceremony, it was announced that she was nominated for yet another Grammy. Everybody was there except for Tracy, because Tracy was over in Washington, D.C. preparing to have a showcase to introduce her new song, Perfect Time, or some shit like that. She's supposed to be performing for a bunch of radio personalities and big shots in the music business who can, will probably determine if her music is played on air and stuff. So she's really nervous about that. Tony getting the award. During that show, we saw Mama E and Tamar take a walk and with Lil Logan and stuff. And during that walk, she's saying that she wants to, get together with each one of the girls individually and try to work through whatever it is that's going on, because they talking to each other, but ain't nobody really reaching out to Tamar but Tony. They still kind of probably in their feelings about last season when she kicked their ass about the concert and stuff, for coming on stage dancing with her doing Brown Sugar, and she wasn't ready for that. So Mama E tell her that that's a good idea, but if she gonna do that, be willing to listen, because if you over talking people, you don't get to hear what they say. So listen to it intensively and work, try to come to a compromise and an understanding, because they family. And she even said in her confessional, her sisters mean everything to her. Tamar just extra. Them hoes know that. Also on there, let me see what I want to talk about first. Let's go and get the bullshit out the way. Tracy. Now, I think all the Braxton sisters have nice voices, but all of them are not fit to be in the front, okay? It's a certain thing called, you can sing, but you can, you got your church voice, you got your background singer, and then you got your lead vocalist, okay? She is more of a background singer to me. Now, that's just my personal opinion. I don't have nothing against Tracy. I don't see it for her musically. I mean, I listened to her last call, and I even went and found this song, Perfect, whatever the hell it is, and I listened to it, but it's nothing that I'll be like, ooh, or her voice don't just stand out to me to make me want to go out and purchase any of her music. Not to say I don't have it, I'm just saying it don't make me want to spend nothing on it, okay? But they, she's sitting there saying that her son, Kevin Jr., being there is a distraction because she worried about him wanting to be engaged to the girl, Olivia. And and then she worried about what this night could actually mean. It can make her or break her as an artist. Well, she apparently gets past that, get on stage, she lip sync through the damn performance. They lie and tell her it's a perfect thing, she did so well, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we're at Trina party now. Trina having a costume party for her 40th birthday. She arrives with some strange man. All we know is he black with a hood on. And let me see what else happened during that. Child, I don't think nothing else happened during that. I really don't. I mean, like I told y'all, this show is basically boring the hell out of me. It really is, Those were the key points. Tony got an award. Tracy got to perform her song and be lied to. Miss E gave Tamar good advice about how to deal with her with her sisters, as far as getting the communication thing together with them. And she told her she would be happy for her to have another child, because Tamar thinking about having another baby. She said she don't want the family is all that, that at the end of the day that anybody got, and she don't want her son to be, her only child. He don't have nobody, because she depend on her sisters a whole lot in her family. So that was it, child. There wasn't nothing else going on today. Next was Cutting It in the ATL, and it started out with Maya talking to her friends and shit. And she calling all of the ladies hood chicks and talking about... See, this show here make me think that on this show they make Maya look like all she is about her coin. Like it ain't nothing else to her. And I know she do something else. I know she's relatable in some kind of way. If as far as her driving ambition to be a businesswoman and a successful one with her pretty hair shops and stuff, $50 weed, that's good, but like on most reality shows, they show you a more personal side. Well, she don't really have that. All she do is sit down with a couple friends and talk about all the other ladies and stuff. But it's always about her Cohen. I don't know. Maybe that's the way they setting her character up to be about. Maybe she don't want them in the deep parts of her life like that, more personal side. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. But anyway, she's saying that she want to get them together again. You know, since the making thing went so bad, she gonna try to get them all together one more time to try to sit down and resolve their issues, possibly start good friendships, and be able to build working relationships as well. Okay. All right, Michelle. That's a rude ass bitch, but you know what? She ain't no different than some of the Africans I have come into. Most of them like this. I don't know if it's just they just rude or they just don't know how to talk to people. Everything with them is just matter of fact. They don't care how the delivery comes. They just say shit. Well, at her shop, she's looking to hire her 2 more stylists because business is booming. She making them women nervous as hell. She selected one, but one of them, she just flat out went off, you know, kind of too far. In my opinion, told the girl, you from Africa and you can't braid. And I was like, bitch, so she from Africa, that means she's supposed to know how to braid? Because I know some hood bitches in motherfucking Shreveport, Louisiana that can braid you and probably some of your top stylists on the motherfucking rug. And bitch, they in the projects. The fuck? I don't like her, y'all. I just don't like her. She one of them kind that act like she's so much better than the next. Now, it appears that she may have a little something going for herself. Like she got, you know, maybe her place is successful, but I don't never seen a whole bunch of people in there neither. But I just don't like how rude she is. And then she always calling them other ladies bitches. I couldn't fuck with her. Well, next we see Beauty, and I was pretty sure that eventually one of these hoes was going to have a gay friend. Because it's always on one of these reality shows, one of them got to have their gay best friend. And that's what Beauty got. And she telling him about the hair show. She talking about Dedra and how they got into it at the hair show. She telling Terry that Maya invited them all out again, you know, and she feeling like she want to go, but then she don't want no more drama because she tired of dealing with Dedra, which Dedra ain't doing a damn thing to her. And then the bitch went on to say that Dedra and Leenya are beneath her. She don't mind talking with the other ladies, but Dedra and Kenya are the two that's beneath her. Better than mine. I'm going to come back on that in a few minutes. Bitch said that they motherfucking beneath her, right? Okay. So next we go over to Dedra, and she's meeting with her Aunt Johnette, and we find out that Dedra, mama was 16 years old when she had her, and being so young, you know, and everything, having issues, she didn't really be there for her daughter. So Dedra had some issues dealing with abandonment because her mom was never really there for her, and her auntie is telling her that she always felt like that's why she was always so mean. Well, Dedra is telling her auntie, look, you know, it may be something I need to go and have, you know, have somebody to talk to me, you know, or talk to someone about so I can express myself and learn how to deal with whatever it is that's making me be this way. But I don't feel like it's necessarily all me, because the way I am is if you don't bother me, I don't bother you. And I understand that that's pretty much how I am. I am one of the most calm natured people you will ever meet in your life. I try to be loving. I try to be supportive. But I don't like nobody trying to walk on me in any kind of way. The first time you step on my toes, I'm feeling some fucking kind of way about you. And I try my best to keep it cool. But it ain't nothing to act a fool. It ain't nothing for me to act a damn fool. Don't let this fool you. I don't give a fuck. I don't mind acting no damn fool. Now, I'm trying, you know, I'll be a cool bitch all day long. I don't bother nobody. But if you stir the pot, I'm like K. Michelle. Don't shake unless you want to get shook. And that's how Dedra is, basically. But her aunt does tell her that, you know, she's always been kind of mean. I don't think that she kind of mean. I just think that she does have issues concerning her mama and her not having a closer relationship. So that makes her have problems. Because most women you find like that, they don't have them good relationships with their mama, or their mama been hard on them all their life. They can't have decent relationships with other women. It's always going to be something. They always going to find a way to get into it with their female. So, you know, she know that may be something that she need to work on. But she say she gonna go on down there to Boogaloo and have this meeting with these women and try to forge new friendships, resolve issues, and maybe she can work with them in the future, you know, on some kind of thing or whatever. Next, we see Leenya. Leenya got to be one of the slowest bitches I ever seen. I know, no offense to Leenya, no offense. She an ugly girl too to me, but no offense to her. I just don't, you know. How you go get a business coach? You gotta come to the business coach with a plan. She done went and got this woman and wasting this woman's time. Ain't got no plan, ain't got no funds. And the lady let her know, you know, in the future you probably will be able to be a bit, you know, a successful businesswoman or whatnot. But at this time, you're going to have to first formulate a plan. You're going to have to know what you're going to be able to, what do you have to offer that the public would want? How can you make what it is that you do appealing to the public? And it's got to be more than, I feel like my passion and my determination will get me there. Yeah, that'll get you there, but you got to have a plan too, baby. You got to know what you're doing, who your target audience is, and how to get that product to them in a timely manner. Keep it in their head, you know, repetition. Build yourself a good reputation with people so that folk, word of mouth will do it for you. But child, the internet and all that stuff, all that work for you too. She ain't got no kind of plan. This girl here came in here and just basically was feeding this woman nothing. And the woman told her, you know, you got some work to do, but you'll get there eventually. So, she wasted somebody's motherfucking time. Well, anyway, we're going to go on down there to the Boogaloo. And Boogaloo show getting their coins, because I done seen this place on the Real Housewives of Atlanta and shit. You know, and now they on here. Okay, get your coins, honey. Get them goddamn coins. I wish I had my shit sitting in the middle of Atlanta. Y'all motherfuckers can show come up in here and do all the taping you want to. Just know that you gon' you know, property damage. You're doing the property damage. We gonna have to get you together. You know, but I would. Maya got them all down there, and she, you know. In the confessionals, Dedra is saying that if don't nobody come for her, she ain't gonna come for nobody. She here to try to really make this work this time, because every time in the past they've gotten together, it's been some type of drama between the ladies, and she don't want that. So she wants them to be able to talk and stuff. So she's there willing to work the situation out, okay? Well, of course, when Maya starts out by telling them that they need to clear the air, and she, because of the, she didn't really understand what went on in Macon, Beauty automatically jumped in her feelings and went to talking about, oh no, you're not gonna accuse me, you're not gonna make it be all about me. Nobody even said that she would not be quiet. So what wound up happening is, Mishap said, let's try this. Every woman gets a turn, starting with Leenya, and it's 50 seconds. At the 51st second, she ain't hearing it no more. That's what she said. But yeah, they tried that, and Leenya said her part. When we got to Dedra was like, I don't have a problem with anybody. I love all you ladies. And Mishap was like, bullshit. How can you love me? I don't even like you. So how you gonna love me? And Dedra was basically saying, look, I don't want to have no problems with nobody. I'm just here to try to work out, you know, be friends and build relationships and leave it where it's at. I don't have no problem with nobody. Well, her and Mishap and Dedra get to going back and forth, and she get called Zulu Queen and told the girl that she couldn't understand what she was saying, carries back to Africa and all that shit. Probably a whole lot of shit the girl done heard before, but she wasn't even faded by it. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not never for a motherfucker talking about a person in that capacity, especially when it comes to their heritage and shit like that. But Mishap is such a bitch. I didn't even have a problem with that. I was like, bitch, whatever. Because she always calling them little bitches, and she don't respect none of them. That one she halfway respect a little bit is Maya. Well, we get to Beauty, and Beauty wants to start running down this shit about this motherfucking booth rental, and Leenya not working there for her no more. At this point, everybody has heard this. This is episode 4. We done heard about this damn $100 booth rental, and the fact that Leenya don't work for her no more over 100 times on all these damn episodes, and they ain't been for 4. Well, child, Dedra got tired of hearing that shit. She's like, look, you know what? You keep talking about this $100 here there. So she where she was wrong was she threw the $100 at the girl and it hit her in the face. Now, I ain't gonna lie, that right there was a little extreme for me. I don't think she had to do that there like that. But she did, but then again, you said every time you see Dedra, whether she do something to you or not, you were gonna start some shit. So you were gonna start with her no matter what she did. So it is what it is. And it ain't what it ain't. Ain't a ticket. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. Alright now. But anyway, y'all, she called herself gonna try to be a slick bitch and reach over to touch. I took it as she was trying to slap Dedra. But baby, see, don't call on the thunder unless you ready for that weapon. She reached out and touched that girl, or went to reach and touch that girl. The girl grabbed her by her arm, drug her ass across that table, and drug her down to the ground. And Dedra's a small frame woman, but them be the bitches with the most strength. Because it took quite a few of those staffers to get her off of that girl. Meanwhile, Maya poor ass got caught up in the middle of it and got her toe messed up and every damn thing. Say she had bust a vessel on her toe, a blood vessel or some child foot swole. But I must have rewind that shit about 3-4 times, y'all. That's how you drag a bitch. I ain't lying. Don't fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to be cool, but don't mess with me and I won't mess with you. But you can best believe if you touch me, I will touch you back. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. Next thing we know, Leenya outside crying because she feel like she's the reason why all of this has happened. Beauty going the fuck off on the damn producers and stuff because she done got caught up in the middle of that shit. And they carried Dedra out saying, I told y'all, do not start with me. Do not put your hands on me. You can say what you want to say, but don't put your hands on me. And I think that now she sees not to put her fucking hands on motherfucking Dedra. Where she out there, after Dedra says she gonna go on home, so she leave. But Kenya's about to leave, and Beauty sees her and asks her, can she talk to her a minute? Now, see, this is why I don't like this bitch Beauty. Now, let's go back. Remember when I told y'all she said that Kenya, when she was talking to her good Judy, she told Terry that Kenya and Dedra were beneath her. Now all of a sudden she concerned about Leenya and she just don't want nothing bad to happen to her being up under somebody like Dedra. Use a fake hoe and we all know. Fuck you, bitch. First of all, Beauty ain't nothing but a motherfucking project ass hoe that went from pillar to post till she finally was able to motherfucking find something for her ass to do. The bitch ain't got no motherfucking... She try to be way more than what the fuck she is, and I can't fuck with a bitch like that. You know? You sitting here saying one thing, but bitch, you doing a whole nother. You know what I'm saying? I don't like this shit. Stand in your truth. If your motherfucking ass don't like this bitch, then don't let that... Stop trying to be cool with her. Stop going anywhere around her. I understand y'all may have to film together. Well, y'all need to work that out with the motherfucking We TV cameras or whatever. Yeah, We TV. Y'all need to work that out with them people there. But don't sit there and act like you just down for Leenya because you just said this bitch was beneath you. Now you so concerned about her. Child, that was some bullshit. But that brought that episode to an end, guys. And I'm finna get ready to go in here, upload this video, and wait for Married to Medicine. I'll be back in tonight with Married to Medicine. I'm gonna upload it tonight, so I don't have to worry about trying to get it out tomorrow morning before Love and Hip Hop ATL. So in the meantime, in between time, please like, comment, subscribe. See you guys on the next video. Peace.